This is episode 11 of Give Me a Chance, and it is your host who's speaking, Vittoria. Hi everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Give Me a Chance. Last week we didn't have any new episodes coming out, but in next week's we have some very cool episodes coming by that are going to make up for that. So I'm really excited for you to listen to them soon. Bas' story, featuring on the episode of today, is one of them. Bas got the chance to change his life multiple times throughout his life through trial and error, but in the end, his internal journey led him to make the most important change of it all. So let's go listen to Bas' story. Hi Bas, welcome to Give Me a Chance. How are you doing?
Very good. Yeah. I mean, I'm happy the new year has started, and looking forward for things to come.
Do you have any projects running already?
Yeah, I have my business. I want to take it to the next level. That's really what I'm working towards. Ideally, I'd like to start some group coaching somewhere in this year. So yeah, those are the things I'm working towards.
Because indeed you said something about coaching.
So my business is about mindset coaching, and I really like to help executives, senior managers to be truly happy, and by creating like balance, clarity, that kind of stuff, so that they can move from good to great.
Has it always been an idea of yours to get into coaching and helping people?
No, really not, actually. I just didn't know enough back then, and I hadn't experienced enough to be the true coach that I thought a good manager should be. But that journey started when I was much younger. My mother died at age 12, and that really started questioning me. It's like, what is life about? Why is this happening to me? What do I deserve this in some kind of way? Or was it my fault? Is it my punishment? All these I now know ridiculous questions popped up. But it was also part of like a journey that began on I want to make a difference in the world, and it's been a long journey. I went through 2 careers: hotel management, finance. I became a trader, and quite successful. But I also created a golden cage for myself, in which I was also is this it? Is this the maximum I can get out of life? And so I went on a health journey, on a mental journey, and through that journey, I'd learned so much that I truly felt that I needed to share that.
And maybe taking a little bit of a step back to your childhood, because as you said, the passing of your mother was a major event, and really sorry to hear. And indeed, what did that do actually with you and the people around you? Did that have any impact on the way you developed later on?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense to change the past or to look back, but I've always questioned, how would my life have been if that major event had not happened? What would my mother's influence been on me? How would the dynamics been in my family? They would have been totally different. I mean, it formed me in the way in who I am and what I find important, and that I.
Yeah, because what are the main principles for you, for example, that things that you have learned to really hold as your major principles?
Like trust, honesty, and openness. I mean, when I was going through this phase, in the beginning, I was keeping everything to myself, and trying to sort it out myself. But, at a certain moment, I I couldn't stop talking about it. I needed to get it out of my system. um, and that's what I did. I would talk to anyone, strangers, and it's like, I would just like throw out my whole story, and it's like, I mean, had I all kept it in, I don't know what would have happened. But that's also, I mean,
And it's really surprising how you made different changes in your life after getting to where you are right now. But
yes.
yeah, indeed, can you tell us something more about that? When did your journey start, actually?
I mean, I went to high school, of course, straight after my mother passed away, and I was also had to deal with my sexuality. So there was like the first thing, like another like major event, coming out. And
Yeah.
although coming out never stops, but I mean, that's like, you have to overcome the fear that you're going to lose everything, or that you have to say goodbye to this world you're brought up in, this straight world, and you have to like somehow create a gay world, which is like, you have no idea what that looks like. I had no real role models. But that's, I mean, that I had great support from my family, when I came out.
And what about your friends around you? Did that do something with them? Did you experience anything from their
No.
side?
No, I mean, at first, yeah, no, I haven't really experienced any like negativity from my friends, or like that they were breaking up friendships because of it. But to go back to your question, so I went into a hotel management. I worked in China in 1996, when China was still China, and I was working 100 hours a week. I was living so unhealthy. I mean, I was smoking 2 packs a day, and I was like, if I continue this, I'll kill myself. I'll be dead before I'm 40, and that's something I definitely not wanted to happen. So I had to quit. So which I did, and I also one of the big lessons I learned by working 100 hours a week in my first job is like, this is not what I want. This is never going to happen. I'm never. There's no life.
It is a good reality check as well, because you come straight out of university or hotel school management, I guess. What did you feel about that? Because you were kind of giving up on something that anybody would see as your first opportunity to work.
No, at the time it was very clear to me. It's like, this is no life. This is not what I want. If this means that I will never be that hotel manager of this grand 500 room hotel, fine. You can keep it. So I quit that. I moved into banking. I became a successful trader, which was really nice as well.
And how did you make the switch from hotel management to banking?
Oh, I just went to temping agent, and it was like, I want something else. And you're like, oh, okay, you can work at a bank.
All right.
Like, okay, let's give it a try. My first job was not much fun. But I was like, I think I can stay in this bank, but then I want more action. So it's like, where's the most action? In the dealing room. So that's what I created. That's where I went. Yeah, that became a 12-year period.
All right.
And then I mean, at a certain moment, I came to a point where it's like, I want to contribute more to my life, to others' lives, too. So I resigned at the peak of the financial crisis, which was a very interesting time. I went to Brazil, was there for 6 months. I spent 4 months in Australia. And I kind of was hoping or thinking that I would find my new purpose. Actually, I was hoping that my purpose would find me. And that's not how it works. I mean, at least not for me, maybe for some people, but I think you need to do true inner work to find your purpose.
Was that the moment for you where you realized, I've tried so many things. I've already had 2 to 3 careers. And then, is it my chance to change my life for good?
Looking back, yes, but at the time, no. So I was, so after 2 years of not working, and like all these people and myself telling me this story. You need to be productive. You need to do something. You need to make money. You're at you're 35. You're at the peak of your career. And so I went back into banking, into consulting, and I created just a little bit bigger of a cage, but it was still like a cage, but it took me to two different countries, and I lived in different countries, which was very nice as well. The more I did it, the more I was like, you're making the same mistake again, which I was doing in my trading career. The same things were popping up again,
Yeah.
and I was and so I started this health journey, like physical health, increasing my training, working on my mental health, cleaning up some stories of the past.
And how do you do that?
So I went to the School of the Work of Byron Katie, which she created a tool to question your beliefs, basically all the beliefs you have. And so I've done I think 300 sessions with other students from this school as a coach and as a coachee. And it was, when I was doing it, it was more to resolve my limiting beliefs and my past. But I wasn't really, at the time, I wasn't really thinking it as that I was coaching people. But I've also, I increased my physical training, and then I had to work on my nutrition, and I tried different things. I tried, but I still practice meditation. Dr. Joe Dispenza has been quite an inspiration for me.
Yeah.
And that's also been a journey, and that's the whole thing. You take a small step, and you create another horizon, and you take another small step, and another thing opens up, and another, and you don't know whether you're going in that direction or in that direction, but it's about the next step in this direction.
If you want to talk about indeed the chance to change your life, just going from different trial and errors, events, just to find your path. So can you explain how this was for you, indeed, the chance to change your life?
I feel so blessed, and I'm so happy now that I'm connected to something that I really enjoy and I'm passionate about. And for the first time in my life, work doesn't feel as work. It doesn't feel like I have to go to the office again, or it's like, oh no, it's Monday again. Now I work whenever I want to work, whenever I want to feel like working, and whether that is on a Sunday night or a Saturday morning. Or
you have managed to change your life, the course of your life, so many times. What is the thing you are most proud of?
I'm really proud of where I am right now, and what I'm creating now, and I'm also proud that I can pass on the learnings that I had in life, and that and the results I'm creating with my clients. And that it doesn't stop with them. It has an effect on all their areas of life, relationship, their health, their career, money, their purpose.
Is there something you regret throughout the passages of your transformation?
The only thing I regret is that I haven't done it sooner, basically. But I just didn't know. I needed to experience it, and also that I didn't see myself as the biggest obstacle, putting that responsibility on other people. Like they would have to create it for me, or if they would change, then it would be easier for me.
Thank you, Bas. That was lovely hearing to your story, and this is really helpful to get an insight on how you, with everything that happened in your life and all the different changes that you made, how you got the chance to get in control of your life and change it and do now what you really love. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much for having me. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Same here.
This was Bas' story.
After being confronted with the passing of his mother and dealing with his own sexuality in his teenager years, Bas got the chance to change his life multiple times. He went first into auto management, later on into banking and consulting, with a brief escape to Brazil, but still, it was his internal journey that led Bas to make the most important change of it all. Now, Bas is a life coach and helps executives become happier with his own life to improve their own life quality. This is the end of this episode. Have you ever had the chance to change your life, or do you know anybody who has? Please get in touch with us and leave a comment here below. And if you've enjoyed this episode, do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and see you next time. Give me a chance, on your screen and in your ears.